My loves, I'm Ellie Frost, and on this channel we're talking about the multi-dimensional approach to rapidly and radically healing and transforming during and after narcissistic abuse. And this video today is about when the narcissist turns people against you. I think this is one of the most, a lot of this cycle can be devastating. You know, a narcissist can devastate you emotionally, financially, physically, but they want to destroy your support system. And when a narcissist can't control you or feels that they can't control you, they're going to control other people's perception of you, right? And it's not uncommon for a narcissist to be running a smear campaign the whole time you're with them. You know, if you know about this cycle, you know about flying monkeys and enablers and people the narcissist lines up really to withhold their fake image. And basically, the narcissist will always be the hero or the victim in the story. They will never, ever admit to being the villain. They take no accountability and responsibility for the awful things they do, right? But for us, it's like, you know I had a whole community turned against me, and it was devastating because these are people that knew me. They knew my heart. You know, I'd made them dinner, I'd talked to them, but, you know, a narcissist really doesn't have a lot of limits as to how destructive they can be in your life and how much they can distort not just your reality, but other people's perception of you, right? I think coming up to the holidays, you know, if you're dealing with narcissists, you know, just know that like they will go to a level that we, you know, can't imagine a lot of the time, that we would never go to, you know, and they're very highly manipulative. So they don't tell the truth. They just have an agenda. And that agenda is to have power, domination and control over you and basically alienate you from your support system, right? Which is why they're often running smear campaigns even before the final discard, because they want you to have, you know, you're their source of supply, right? And the stronger you have relationships around you, the stronger your support system, the less easy you are to manipulate, the less dependent you become on the narcissist, right? So they are always going to try and destroy people's perception of you. They're always going to paint the picture that you're the wrong one. That probably if you try and call them a narcissist, that you're the narcissist, yeah? So the thing is to stay true to yourself. Don't let your sense of reality be denied and distorted, yeah? It's quite hard to explain to people when you don't know what's been said about you, you know, what the narcissist has kind of created in there. It's quite hard to know what perception of you the narcissist has created. But I think it is worth, like, if people are turning against you, it is worth giving them a call and just asking them, you know, I've noticed that, you know, we don't seem to be as close, or, you know, narcissists will do anything to turn people against you. I had a really strong friend and very spiritual person, but I was dealing with a narcissist at the time, and I couldn't believe that, like, you know, he made himself out to be some kind of victim of my behavior when it was completely the other way round, yeah? But I mean, it didn't matter. Like, you know, he'd done a really good job and he'd been doing that job throughout the whole relationship. I just didn't know it. So he was the victim, not the villain, right? And so it can blow your mind how people that you've known and trusted and that have actually known you could turn against you. That can be so, you know, it can create a lot of despair in us because it's so disheartening. I was really, really devastated by, you know, the impact of the narcissist manipulation. They're so manipulative, like to a level that, you know, you just can't imagine, right? If you're not that type of person. So, you know, I think it's worth knowing that these people are poisonous and they can poison other people's perception of you. And it's part of their game. It's part of their playbook is to isolate you from friends, family, support systems, and to paint themselves in the best light. So they're going to be the victim of your behavior, or they'll be the hero, like the one that's saving you, right? That's their kind of narrative. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you've experienced this, if you're going through this. I think it's not worth living in fear about it. You know, like, I suppose some people would say, well, if people could be turned against you, then how good a friend were they anyway? Which is a good point, but it still doesn't take away the betrayal trauma and the absolute despair and devastation that when we start losing friends because of someone else's poisonous words or actions against us, right? That are absolutely intended to destroy your sense of self, your emotional safety, your emotional well-being, right? So, you know, lots of people don't actually know what a narcissist is, but you can, if you know what you're dealing with and other people are involved, you can say, look, I've been emotionally abused here. Then people will understand that, that I don't know what this person's been saying about me, but I know that they're sort of, destroying my support system, destroying my network, and I don't know why they want to do that. I think it's just a manipulation tactic, but often it's not until we're in the middle of this that we actually realize what's going on, and it can be very hard to believe that anyone could be this poisonous, but they really are, right? So you could say, well, if it was a true friend, they wouldn't turn against you. But the level of manipulation that a narcissist can do, and then the lies that they'll say, because they don't tell the truth, they lie, it's hard for people to understand that was all made up, that especially when people see this person in a good light. So my friend that the narcissist turned against me, she sees him as some kind of soft-hearted, loving, altruistic human, when actually he behind the scenes abuses a lot of women and takes advantage of them, but it's hard to get people to see the truth when they've got a very strong attachment, and the narcissist has done a great job on them, like they did a great job on you. The narcissist does a great job on other people as well, at making them believe in a false image, a false self that the narcissist projects onto people, and that's not the real them. So if you want to start healing, I've got a program called Sovereign. It is my narcissistic abuse recovery program. It works on your energy field as well as your conscious mind, right? So you actually make the shifts fast to let go of the trauma bonds, to get out of this cycle, to come home to yourself, to know what really happened to you, right? And to feel strong in your authenticity, working on your values, living by good boundaries and standards, right? And I've put a payment plan on it, so you can actually join that for $111 a month, and you'll pay that for 5 months and then get lifetime access. So if you'd like to join that, put link in the comments and I'll give you the link. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. Lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon.